Thank you for watching Carolina Chronicles. I'm Nicole Bruno, your host for today's segment of Helping Seniors. On today's segment, we're going to be talking about adult day choices. With us today is Michael Boles, Director of Adult Day Services for Resources for Seniors. Michael's going to help us understand the different types of adult day services available. Hi, Michael. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Nicole.
I have to say I have a true passion for adult day services and what you're doing, and I'm really excited about getting the word out about how wonderful adult day services are and how much they can benefit for the individuals living in the community. For those of us who don't know out there in the community, what are adult day services?
Well, adult day services are a supervised and safe environment with a structured care for dependent adults and semi-dependent adults.
Okay, and a little bit more information about that. What does your participant look like?
Well, the normal participant is going to be a senior.
Okay.
But for the most part, they're going to have dementia or Alzheimer's disease, which I think more people understand Alzheimer's disease. We also see people with stroke and Parkinson's. And we can see younger adults with developmental disabilities like mental retardation, cerebral palsy, things of that nature.
Okay. And at the adult day programs, what type of services are provided to the individuals that attend?
We have a wide variety of different services for individuals. Each person gets an individualized service plan. So that's where the staff and the family and the participant are going to get together and negotiate what happens for that individual at the site. But we will be looking at things like how to provide appropriate personal care. In some cases, some centers are able to do medications during the course of the day. We provide all kinds of stimulating activities. Most centers work on both cognitive mental games, things that keep people thinking, as well as physical activities such as exercise.
So you're saying that some programs do have more of a medical approach and perhaps some have more of a social?
Yes. Here in North Carolina, there are 3 types of certification, state certification for the adult day services. There's a social model, and the next level is going to be a combination model, and there's a medical model that has more intensive nursing tasks.
Okay. And how would an individual pay for adult day services?
There are different ways. One of the nice things and what makes adult day very different from most types of long-term care is the fact that it is fairly inexpensive. So those that can afford to pay privately, you can get a full day of care in an adult day program for the same price as 2 to 3 hours of in-home aid service.
Oh, wow.
So it is a cost savings for those people who can't afford it. But adult day programs, because of their certification, there are several different state and local types of funding and federal funding that can be applied for those that need it.
Okay. Walk me through a day at one of the adult day centers that you manage. What would a day look like for a participant?
On our average day, the participant will come in and enjoy a continental breakfast and then participate in activities such as current events with reality orientation, where a staff member is going to go through the newspaper and talk about what's currently happening to try to orient the person back to the person, place, and time here today, especially for those people that are working with, that have dementia and Alzheimer's disease. We'd have a round of physical exercise, and then we go into the fun things, the arts and crafts and the games and music activities. We have volunteer groups that come in and participate, work with the participants, and then we'll go into a lunch. And after lunch, there's a rest time because it is a long day. After rest time, we'll do another round of physical exercise and another round of cognitive games and things that keep people thinking. And then we go into more social activities for the afternoon after snack.
So it sounds like, from what you've told me, is that you've worked in many different various capacities in adult day centers. Could you give me an example of a participant that adult day really changed their life?
The reason that I got into adult day services, I had a grandfather who was a participant at one of our locations. My parents had taken him in and cared for him for 2 years without assistance. That causes a great emotional and physical strain on the family. My mother found out about the adult day program, enrolled him, and he was a participant for 9 years. And seeing firsthand the difference that it made, not only in his life, because it gave him a place to belong, it gave him something to do, it gave him his own life away from my parents' home. But it also gave my parents respite. It gave them a break so that they could continue to keep him within the home.
It keeps everyone healthier.
That's right. It keeps everyone healthy and happy. And seeing the immediate difference that it made, I made a career decision to go into this field.
So that was very powerful for you.
It's very powerful, and I see it all the time in the faces of our participants and our caregivers that we're looking after. And that is one thing that's very different about Adult Day, is that we're not only looking at the person we're caring for, but we're also looking at that family. If the family does not get the break that they need to be able to continue work or look after children or other family members or just have that time off for themselves, then they're not going to have the person in their home for very long.
Indeed, indeed. Well, I really appreciate you coming here today and talking with us about Adult Day services. It really sounds like something that could benefit many people in the community, those who are perhaps isolated, or for families who didn't really realize there was another option out there that could give them a break and be more cost effective. So I appreciate you so much for coming, and thank you so much for taking the time out.
And thank you very much for having me.
We hope this segment has been helpful. For more information about Adult Day services, please visit our website at www.carolinachronicles.com. Stay tuned for more stories from our friends and neighbors right here on Carolina Chronicles.